iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Hey there, everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. So we'll get to a little fantasy baseball in just a second, but I got to tell you a story about Friday night, and I'm sure many of you have heard it by now. If not, I had my big win on DraftKings. So on Friday, I decide I have an epiphany. I see a lineup, and I'm like, I really like it. And I check with the Scout Scout DFS, the optimizer, and the optimizer likes my guys. And I'm like, all right. I'm checking with the optimizer. It's like, checking somebody's paper on a test. You're just looking over. Yeah, they like it. I'm feeling good about it. So I enter my lineup in about 4:50, 5 o'clock. And then I see that Teoscar Hernandez is batting second for the Blue Jays. And I say to myself, well, nobody in the DFS community is going to know him. This is a seasonal play. I can get Teoscar, and this guy could hit a home run, right? No problem. He's got a lot of power. So I decide I go with the Yankee stack and a Red Sox stack, and my two one-offs were Matt Joyce and Denard Span, who the optimizer liked. I decide I'm going to overrule the optimizer. I take out Span and Joyce, and I put in Teoscar Hernandez, and it leaves me with $3,300. I comb up and down. Who's there for $3,300? Aaron Hicks. So I decide to go with a 4-3-1, 4 Yankees, 3 Red Sox, and the Blue Jay, with Cole and Eduardo Rodriguez, and that's my team. And I feel really good about this team. But I'm in the donkey, $5 with 59,000 of my closest friends. Sure enough, Nunez hits a home run. I'm like, yeah, I like this. And then Aaron Hicks hits a home run. I'm like, I like this. And then I'm like 16th, blah. And then all of a sudden I check and I am in like third place. And this is about 9 o'clock. And I say to my wife, this could be a good night. Then when my wife goes to bed, Mrs. Roto goes to bed, it's about 10:30, and I'm in second place. And I go, wow, it's pretty good here. Sure, at this point, I can't really watch. So I go down, right, and I check one more time, and I'm in second place. And then I decide I have got 3 episodes of Suits on DVR. I can't watch baseball because I'll have another heart attack, which I don't need. That would be a bad life decision, by the way. So I go and I watch a couple episodes of Suits. And it's like 12:45 and I check and I'm in first place. And I am freaking out. I see $50,000 next to my name and I'm freaking out at this point. Here I am, 59,000 of my closest friends. I'm in first. I go through the math and I realize I can't finish any worse than 6th. But I need Kyle Seager, Matt Chapman, and John Segura to do nothing. So sure enough, I go back out and I'm watching another episode of Suits, the third one. And as I'm watching Suits, I'm literally thinking about how I'm going to spend the $50K. I want to get my kids a computer, want to buy some new iPhones, got to pay for some summer camp, I got to pay bills, plenty of bills to pay, you know how it is. So then it's about 1:06 in the morning, and I go check again. I can't wait. I go check again. And sure enough, Jean Segura gets a hit, an infield single, and he scores a run. And I come in third. And now I'm happy, don't get me wrong, but I was a little unhappy. Because at the same point, I'm like, literally, I just lost $45,000 on a Jean Segura hit. But hey, I spent $10, won $5K. I think that was a pretty good night. So I had to look at the bright side, and we paid for my Little Roto summer camp. So can't complain about that. What I can tell you is this. Okay? What I can tell you is this. It was the best night of I've had a long time. It's stressful, and having a sweat is stressful. But man, when you're there, it's a beautiful thing because you just feel like it's your night and you can win. So I know that I got a lot of help looking at the optimizer. I came up with my lineup, and then I used the optimizer to really solidify what I had liked, and it liked a lot of what I liked, so it confirmed that I was on the right track. I knew I liked Eduardo Rodriguez, and I'll tell you this, I picked on crappy pitchers. Chris Tillman, bad pitcher. Mike Fears, bad. I went for bad pitchers and attacked them. Now, I probably have done this every night, but this was the night I won big. What can I tell you? Some nights it's your night, some nights it isn't. But I'll tell you my plan, though. And in case this happens to you, I'm telling you my plan. First thing I did, withdraw a whole lot of that cash. Whole lot of that cash. All right? Better in my pocket than in DraftKings. But secondly, with the money I leave in there, I am going to use it to enter higher stakes tournaments. Because I got to get out of the donkey. Right? The $5 in a dream, it works. But when you don't want to be in there too often. Because there's too many teams. 59,000 teams. And I had 2 entries. 2. Other people had 150. Seriously, it's like me going into a gunfight with 2 bullets and shooting 2 people in the head. It worked, but it's not going to work most nights. So I'd rather pay up into the $40 and $50 entries, maybe more, to have fewer people in the competition. That's what Tommy G always did. That's why Tommy G always won, because he's a great player who plays against fewer people. Plays against, 1,000 people versus 59,000 people. He pays up for that. Worth every minute of it. Okay? So there's my story. There's what happened. And glad to be part of ScoutDFS.com. All right, some fantasy baseball news and notes. First of all, Kevin Kiermaier undergoing surgery on his thumb, out 8 to 12 weeks. I mean, this is really sad. Kiermaier just can't stay healthy. He just can't. If you look at Kiermaier's games played and at-bats over his career, you're going to see 380 in 2017, 366, 505, 331. This guy can't stay on the field. When he's on the field, he's great, but he can't stay on the field. It's a disaster. And in drafts, I was upset that I didn't get him. But now, you better be in on Malik Smith. I am so in on Malik Smith right now. I really am. I don't like Carlos Gomez. Johnny Field, interesting. Has a little power, has a little speed. I don't think he's a great hitter, though. I think he's a 250, 260 hitter. But he'll play. He'll play. You could have a Gomez. I think Denard Span fits very nicely. But I think Malik Smith steps up. I think he's the guy to watch there. All right, let's see who else. Sal Perez had a home run in his first rehab game. That's a good sign. Very good sign. Ronald Acuna. The Braves do not know when they're calling him up, but he's having a terrible start to the season. So, I still think Acuna gets the call. But let me ask you this. Do you want to bring Acuna up when he's hitting 152 or when he's hitting 322? So if I'm the Braves, I might wait until Acuna relaxes, gets in the rhythm, starts playing better. When that happens, I'll bring him up. Okay? When that happens, I will bring him up, but not before then. Because if I bring him up before then, I think it's going to be a problem. I do. I think it's going to be a problem because at 152, I can go with Preston Tucker. And then I bring him up to the majors and he's not ready. And then maybe he goes in a cold streak and he loses confidence. I don't need that. I want to bring this kid up when he's hitting well. Jimmy Connors said this about hitting a tennis ball, and guys say it a lot about baseball. When you're hitting a tennis ball well, it looks like a grapefruit. When you're not, it looks like a pea. Fact. So let's bring Acuna up when it looks like a grapefruit. All right, Jacob Nottingham was called up by the Brewers. This is a name you might want to know. It's a catcher who was with the he was brought over in a trade. The Brewers have him. He's not a bad little player. Has a little power. Not a great player. Decent enough player. But if you need a catcher, he might be somebody to look at. All right, some other news and notes. Let's see what I want to talk to you about here. I want to talk to you about Joey Lucchesi. Man, strikes out 9 Giants. 9 Giants. And his control is very good. I like this guy. And I think he's one that I'm going to look back and wish I spent more on. Right, his last 2 starts, 12 innings, 9 hits, 1 walk, 17 strikeouts. Hello. That's really good. That's really good. That's a guy that you might want to, if he's available in your league, you want to get him right now. You want to get him right now. That's a really great number. Okay, Sean Manaea, another guy I'm loving right now. Have you seen Sean Manaea's numbers this year? They are outrageous. Seriously, take a look at these numbers. In his starts, he's got 27 2/3 innings, 16 hits, 20 strikeouts to 4 walks. Bam! Once again, I want to bring up a point to you. Sean Manaea was dealing with taking medications last year that were causing him to not want to eat. Okay? We discussed this. And because he didn't want to eat, he lost his strength. And when he lost his strength, he lost miles on his fastball. And when he lost miles on his fastball, he got more hittable. And when he got more hittable, he let up more runs. When he let up more runs, he had a higher ERA and whip. And then he became a stinky pitcher. But he wasn't a bad pitcher. He was going through a rough patch. Right? He had to fix his meds. Baseball's one of those games. A guy's going through a divorce, a death in the family, taking the wrong medication. There are extenuating circumstances in baseball that we don't see in other sports. I don't know why, but we just don't. Maybe because there's so much inactivity in baseball, standing around. You know, basketball, they're moving up and down, up and down. They're distracted. Football, you know, if you're not paying attention, you get yourself killed. Tennis, you're playing. You can't just sit there and not think. Baseball, you're standing around there in left field going, hey, my wife is taking 50% of my income. I hate her. Or my girlfriend cheated on me last night. I got to dump the bitch. I mean, seriously. That's what they think about. Because no ball, for 3.5 hours, the ball comes to you twice in baseball. So they take it with them during the game. So I need you to look deeper at some players. Don't just look at the numbers and say, Sean Manaea stinks. Sean Manaea doesn't stink. Sean Manaea is a really good pitcher. Ronas isn't shocked. I'm not shocked. People who own him, not shocked. You shouldn't have been either. You did your homework, you would have known, and you would have been great. And you would have had Manaea. And maybe you might be winning your league. One of my biggest regrets this year is I could have protected Manaea at $11 in one of my leagues, and I didn't. I knew it was pricey at the time, and I said to myself, maybe I could get this guy back at a discount. I didn't. Regret. Might cost me the league because I'm really a pitcher short, and it could have been Sean Manaea. All right, but right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Please go to scoutfantasysports.com. Be part of our forums. Be part of what we're doing. Ask us questions. Let us help you win your league. Go to scoutdfs.com. Check out our optimizer. Read our articles. If you think I had a good night, Fuego Steve's been having good nights every night. Jaguar Lou killing it. Steve Renner killing it. Rob Garriak killing it. They do a great job, and I encourage you to check out their stuff and get in the Slack groups. Get in the Slack chat room. Let's see what they're talking about. Who do they like? Who are they on? Who are they interested in? It just might help you win a lot of money and be my newest rich friend. All right, Dr. Roto back with you tomorrow. Wishing you a great day. Be well Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!